Well, here we are on a summit. You can't see it yet because the sun is right behind that ant's nest.
Ant's nest. It's a monolith.
A monolithic ant's nest. We had a hell of a day. Hot as fucking hell, like hot as Hades.
Very, very, very hot.
50 degree in the cab. 51 I think it tipped. But today we notice with glee that there's a bit of cloud, and with just that 30% of cloud cover, it takes the edge off it. Temperature plummeted just in the last hour. It's down to 40 degrees.
Yeah, plummeted.
Yeah,
plummeted.
It's 5:30 and plummeted to 40 degrees. We've got the traditional smoky fire. The flies aren't bad. There is no ant life.
Still here.
There's some. What is
There's
it?
ant life. It's on a big truck.
It's fine where I'm sitting.
There's only the little wee one.
Under the truck.
Yep. Parked it right on top of the nest. Graham, anywhere you go, Graham will find ants for you. Not a problem.
Well,
Says there's no ants, parks up. Next thing, all these little black creatures start walking out. And sometimes, if you're really lucky, these big black creatures walk out.
let's tell them about this place. Like, it is a summit. We're at Mangi Rockholes, and we're on the top of a summit with a magnificent view. We'll show you a bit later on. It's magnificent.
It is. It's incredible. It goes around behind the camera, all the way around, just like it's almost 360 degree view.
At least 300 degrees of clear view.
Just looking out across plains of some kind, eh?
But by God, we got here at like 3 o'clock. It's 5:30 now. We got here at 3 o'clock, and we thought, we'll put the tarp up. And there was gusting winds, 15, 20 knots, and we got the tarp up eventually. But boy, Jesus, we were.
It was a bit of a mission, eh?
Sweat soaked, dehydrated, blah 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 blah. We're over
that. When we got that done, we probably drank a litre of water ourselves, eh?
Each.
Yeah, each.
Yeah. So we did the tarp thing. That helped for an hour through the worst of the heat, because it is from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock is the fierce heat, the really fierce heat, and you wouldn't wish it on your grandma.
And there's not a lot of options for shade anywhere. With the sun stays fairly high, even up until sort of 4 o'clock, really.
Yeah, yeah.
And so shade options are minimal. But anyway, we managed to find something, and there's a few cooling winds flown across here, so we were all right. But this place is about 5 k's past the Heather, the turnoff for the Heather.
Yeah.
And
had some scary stuff. Ask Paulie what he thinks about the Old Gunbarrel.
The Old Gunbarrel is it's not a goat track, because I don't even think the goats use it.
Nah, the goats would use a bus, mate. They'd get a bus. Yeah. There was some scary stuff. And we got a lot of it on film.
Driving through stuff with ruts on it, at least that deep, and you had to straddle it. And Graham was giving me a few tips on the way.
Shouted tips.
Yeah.
Shouted tips. But yeah, scary stuff. But now, it can't be that bad all the way through. So we're still 80k out of Warburton. We're going east, which is that way. Tomorrow morning. It's Saturday, Paul's tell me. I thought it was Friday, but east tomorrow morning. We have to get to Warburton if we want fuel between 9 and 3.
Yeah.
And 80k at 20 kilometres an hour.
It takes a few hours to get there.
And sometimes you're not even doing that, so it's a 4 or 5 hour trek. Two-wheel drive on the flat stuff, but you need four-wheel low sometimes to get through the tricky stuff.
But I mean, even though we're going that way, just have a look. It's it's flat. It appears flat. But there's plenty of hazards on, even when it appears flat, hey? Yeah,
but we have come through. It was almost a crevasse that we went through. It was, because we are quite high. We haven't got a measurement for now, but it looked like a crevasse, basically. It was fucking scary. Anyway, we're going to be eating last night's dinner tonight, because Paul did the rice thing again last night.
We're not going to eat last night's dinner. Well, we're going to have one dish that I made enough of for 2 nights.
Ah, that's his story. Which is another point. It's too fucking hot for the fridge. We pulled up today after 5 hours behind the wheel, and the fridge was still on 11 degrees.
You could, and I'm not surprised because you could hardly touch the metal on the box. It was hot, real hot.
Everything was radiating heat. Yeah, it was. So while I try and stop at the 2 or 3 o'clock thing to avoid the worst of that heat, it is so stinking hot when you do stop that really you should be driving because you've got some breeze over you while you're driving, which helps and makes it a bit easier. So I don't know. We'll see. Tonight, got to grease the truck. Springs need some grease, and we've got to make up some.
Put up some protection for the
Spinifex screens
for the radiator.
That shouldn't be too difficult. Overheated a bit today because we had a following wind the whole day. We had the wind either up our gunga or to the left flank, which is what Paul prefers. So, yeah, and we're talking about driving in 48, 49, 50 degrees of heat, and fuck me, like it was starting to get warm. We never cooked it. We're not going to either. We may do. But it really is. We'll show you some sunsets later on tonight. It'll be spectacular from here with some cloud. We got the. See, we would be. What do you reckon? That's full 200 metres above the surround.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we've gone through the worst of it now, because you look behind us, which is where we're going tomorrow, and it's flat as. So here's hoping.
Yep. Cheers, dudes.